Number 9. Oh, little girl, woods, maid, car, red car, mouse, get away. Custom shit, piss off. The murder mystery game 9 with that. What music is that? It was a dark and stormy night in Erisville. Jagged bolts of lightning racked the sky above Detective Callahan's house. Glad I'm not out there tonight, Callahan thought. He gazed out his bay window at the thick, frozen fog that engulfed the landscape. As his yard vanished and was replaced by an eerie, foggy void, Callahan guessed it was maybe 5 degrees outside right now. Too cold for anything but tea and a book. He took the last gulp of his cup of strong jasmine tea and headed to the kitchen to make another. His mind was elsewhere as he poured the tea, but a sharp scream jolted him out of his daydream. He jumped, spilling boiling water on his hand, but he hardly noticed. I thought he was smoking, but that's the tea. The tea's smoking. His thoughts were centered on the scream. He waited for another, but no sound came, just a loon. He laughed and went back to his chair, fire and book. His phone rang 10 minutes later, making him jump again. It was Murphy, the desk sergeant and precinct. Callahan, we are apparent homicide 127 Apple Blossom Road. Will you check it out? You're so close. Sure, the detective replied, stunned by the awful realization the scream he'd heard was not a loon after all. Thanks, said Murphy. Officers God and Apfel are on the scene now. Yes, Apfel and God are there. Callahan only had to drive around the block to get to the stately home of Celine Omar, heiress to the Omar Tasty Snacks fortune. He drove up the long driveway, passing a small guest house, which was about 60 feet from the bigger one. He parked in front of the main house's big bay window, walked inside. He entered the house and was greeted by God, who led him into the study with the big bay window he'd parked under. Only the desk lamp was on, giving the room a shadowy appearance. Inside was Apfel, holding an evidence bag containing the murder weapon, a large butcher knife. The body of Miss Omar was in the middle of the room, covered with a sheet. On the couch sat a woman in a white nightgown, and a man in pyjamas, both dishevelled and spotted with blood. Blood man, blood woman, Apfel, Omar, God, and Callahan, drinking their smoking tea. Look, hello, God. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Oh, ha, ha. Callahan. Oh, you enjoy your tea? Let's have tea around the corpse. What happened here? He asked the woman. In a voice choked from tears, she said, I'm Tessa, the maid. I lived in the guest house on the drive, and one red window faced the bay window. I had a scream as I getting ready for bed. I looked out my red windows. I had struggling Miss Omar, racing and stuff in lace. She began to cry again. I put the knife out and saved her, but they attacked me too. The whole stuff, and they were there to tell her mom, and she broke it up into 5, and she trying to get revenge. You false bitch, you lie, you fake your sadness. Your tears of lies. What? Yelled the man sitting next to her. She liar! Calm down, sir, said Callahan. Why don't you tell me what happened? I am John, the butler. I live in the guest house out back. I heard the scream and ran in the back door. When I got to the study, I saw Tessa standing over Miss Omar's body. I rushed over to Celine and tried to pull out a knife to save her, but Tessa attacked me. I love Celine. I would never hurt her. But Celine had found her. Tessa is stealing from her. Tessa watches out her front window, spies on Celine in the study. When Celine is occupied, Tessa goes into the house and steals from her. She was about to be fired, said John sadly. Lies, screamed Tessa, jumping to her feet. Apfel took her by the arm. You're going to need to calm down, ma'am. Tessa sat back down, whimpering. What do you think, sir? Both their fingerprints will be on the knife, and I've never heard two such conflicting stories, said God. Callahan thought a moment. Take Tessa into custody. She's obviously lying. Is she now? So we've got to look at her testimony. Who is lying? How are they lying? Oh, it gives me a hint. I'm not going to read that hint. I see something about Tessa. I'll read it if I get stuck. Let's read her shit here. She lives in a guest house on the drive. Her front window faces this bay window. She heard a scream as she was getting ready for bed. She looked out the front window, saw him struggling with Miss Omar. Raced in here to stop him, but she was already laying on the floor. What? What's this one talking about? Who's struggling with Miss Omar? It says him struggling with Miss Omar, but Miss Omar's dead. Pull the knife out, save her, but he attacked me too. Who? Who's this? Who attacked who? Don't know what the fuck's happening. So who attacked Omar? Him? John? Or Apfel? Or fuck? Who the fuck is Apfel? Let's see what John says. Yeah, who the fuck is him? There is no him. Well, I don't know. Let's look at the hint. Tessa spied every night, but she couldn't have on this night. Why? The curtains were down? Or some bullshit? She looked out her front window and saw him struggling with Miss Omar. Are the fucking curtains down or something? The curtains are closed, aren't they? The curtains are closed. I'll say that. The curtains are fucking closed. Tessa has been lying. Kind of looked at his own window at night, aiming to see foggy void. Fog. Oh, fog. I think I read something about fog. When did I read about fog? When the fog? Did I read something about fog? I've forgotten. Oh, foggy void. Here's the clue. Foggy void. I forgot about this bullshit. I thought this was just this way. This was important. This part. That's crap anyway. What the hell? Who gives a fuck? Fog? She couldn't have seen because of fog. And her thing was... And this, him. Who the fuck is him? Him? You mean him? Call him John, or whatever the hell his name is. Why are they sitting next to each other? Why is she sitting next to a murderer? Why is he sitting next to a murderer? Why are they sitting there? Oh. Well, that's done. I failed that. Look at these ones. Music shit. Stop it. I'm alone in my room at night. Oh, music's crap. Shitty music. It's more distracting than it is freaky. She was busy with the kitchen, probably. Yes, living in the kitchen. Foggy. Alright, I forgot about that.